live. Hi everybody. How's it going?
I'm good.
We're live. You good?
I'm actually really hungry.
You hungry? Oh, I'm sorry. I should have prepared snacks.
It's fine, I've got a potato.
Can we get some snacks? Can anybody send us snacks? Anyone on the internet, please send us snacks.
Oh, do you know what they can send us?
What?
Cookies.
Cookies. Except cookies. Except cookies. Yes. Hello internet. Hello. Yes. Anyway.
I dropped Slimer.
What's going on, bro?
What's going on?
What's going on? How have you been this week, Sam?
I'm good. I want to start by doing what I always think we should do. Hello, this is the Send-Nudes podcast live from R-CADE Glasgow in Glasgow. It's an arcade. We have lots of different video games consoles you can come and play. It is owned and operated by the gentleman to my left, Andrew, and I am lowly employee number 3.
Number 3?
Well, technically you're 1.
I employ myself? I guess so.
I'm number 2. Which
I
means
suppose.
I'm the fat one if we're going by Kids Next Door standards.
You're like the Obelix.
You're Asterix.
To my Michelle would be Asterix.
Okay. Does that make you? This is someone no one gets.
I would be.
No one gets.
I would be Vercingetorix. No. What's the
chieftain's name?
No, not the chieftain. I don't want to be him.
The dog.
What's the dog's name again? Is it Snowy?
Thank you.
What was it?
Dogmatics. He's
there you
just
go.
looking at all the cards.
Dogmatics was the dog. Yeah. What was the singing guy again?
Cacophonics. It's incredible. But anyway, we do this podcast once a week so we can tell you what's going on in this lovely shop of ours and
around the world in gaming.
Yes, in gaming and in Japan.
We update you with all the latest.
All around the world in Japan. This is an oxymoron.
Cool. So should we kick off with some gaming news? Let's just get this going.
Let's talk about some gammon. Do you want to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Right. So what have I got first? Let's start. That's the chat, Andrew. Don't touch that button.
Yeah.
First up, I have some news about the Sega Genesis Mini or the Sega Mega Drive Mini. They've revealed 10 more games. This was actually revealed Thursday last week, so we're just catching up on this. So there was 10 titles were already announced. Tentacles were already announced. I believe there's supposed to be 40 games on the
40
Mini,
nights, sorry.
which is twice as many as the SNES. So quantity. Not necessarily quality, but quantity. So for the US version, this isn't necessarily. Is there a European? Yeah. So far announced was Altered Beast, Castlevania Bloodlines, Comic Zone, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, Echo the Dolphin, Gunstar Heroes, Shining Force, Sonic the Hedgehog 1, Space Harrier 2, and Toe Jam and Earl. But since then, they've announced more titles. So for the US version, they're going to add Earthworm Jim, Sonic 2, which is a no-brainer, Castle of Illusion, and World of Illusion, so both of the Mickey Mousey games, Contra Hard Corps, Streets of Rage 2, Thunder Force 3, Super Fantasy Zone, Shinobi 3 Return of the Ninja Master, and Land Stalker. What? Why are you laughing, Kat? Because of Sam's... Did you make a duck?
No, I was reacting to things.
Yeah, no, but what's that you just made? You made a little friend.
Chicken Littles on the PlayStation. Has Joanna been in?
So yeah, 10 new games announced for the Sega Mega Drive Mini. I think, what's the official name of the
Sega Genesis Regen?
Yeah, like a Mega Drive Mini.
Sega Regenitus?
Not the classic. I think obviously Nintendo went with the classic thing instead of minis. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Can't wait for that. I'm not going to pre-order mine. I'm going to just buy it when it comes out, I think. There's no need. I don't think the demand's going to be as high as it was for Nintendo.
They're going to mass produce.
So there'll be plenty of
that being
stock
said,
to go around.
I am more excited now that those 10 games have been released than I was for the initial 10.
Yeah.
It's a big upgrade to the back catalogue.
Yeah, I'd probably say there's just as many games I'm excited for with the new list as it was for the old list. So it's definitely getting there. Plus, there's still another 20 games to be announced. So yeah, can't wait for that.
Cool.
What have you got, Sam?
My first thing is something that is really boring and quick to talk about, which is that the rumour is that most people have already heard that GTA 6 is going to be a timed PlayStation 5 exclusive when it releases.
6 months, I believe?
Yeah, but the thing is, based on the release schedule for Rockstar games, it won't release until 2022. So it will be when the PS5 is already on its way out.
Sean's not happy about that.
No, I said thank God because I think GTA can actually finally die.
So the problem that some people are looking at with this is that I don't understand why they think this will continue until 2022, but that they will be trying to run GTA 5 online, Red Dead Redemption 2 online, and GTA 6 online all at the same time, and if that's feasible? The answer is no, it's not feasible. And why would GTA 5 online continue for another 3
It would
years?
depend. I think it would depend on what setting they use for Grand Theft Auto 6.
Have you heard the rumour?
No. What's the
The
rumor?
rumour is that it's going to be joint settings between Liberty City and Vice City.
Okay.
So they're going back to New York and Miami.
I mean,
for a joint.
That
thing.
was actually interestingly the BBC, the social were in earlier. Midway through last week. Actually, just after our podcast last time, and they one of the questions that they had as part of their game show format was, where do you think the new Grand Theft Auto is going to be set? And Marley 13, lovely fella. He lovely
You're
fella.
getting
He was
cheers
in,
from the stands.
and his what he put forward as his opinion was to go back to Vice City and sort of do the 80s one again. But Liberty City, Vice City would be a really nice,
Ooh, gang war.
really nice sort of
That's
one
not
off
something
the
that
other.
should
I
be
think that'd be
oohed.
pretty cool. One of the other contestants, I can't remember who it was that said it, but they suggested going to Alaska, sort of to tie in with Red Dead. So sort of if you could use Red Dead stuff for Grand Theft Auto.
People are talking a lot about, or I've heard people talking about
I'm gonna move the mic closer.
the fact that,
There we go.
that certain games have already been in certain places, like with,
So those locations have been visited already, so it'd be like. there's
but
no point
not by
doing it again.
GTA.
Yeah.
As in like Sleeping Dogs,
Mhm.
Chicago, all the Assassin's Creeds have been in so many different countries.
Obviously, the Getaway was London based.
Yeah.
Back on PS2.
What's that? LA Noir, but they don't really care about that.
Probably Los Angeles. Yeah.
Well, that was because it
I
was
mean-
old school Los Angeles. What's the one? What's the like the almost LA Noir but for France, for Paris?
I don't know. When's the last time? Actually, no. GTA's never been set in the UK, has it? Apart from GTA London, which was obviously the add-on spin-off for the original Grand Theft Auto.
Said a while ago that they're never going to set it outside of America because that's kind of a staple.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Even though one of the big
But then-
subsidiaries are
But then the new Pokemon is set in the UK for
But
Sword,
that's
Sword and Shield.
That's
sort
Nintendo,
of-
who've already been. They've set the precedent of we do things worldwide. GTA, like you say, the only time they've done anything worldwide has been
the originals.
the original with a DLC.
I think that'd be quite interesting though if they did a UK version, especially because they could then work the Rockstar headquarters into the game as well
Yeah.
somehow. They just had a little nod to their own development studio in Edinburgh as part of the game. That would be pretty fun.
Oh, with the whole thing of with the Notre Dame burning down and
Atari.
yeah,
Mm.
would they? I don't think they would, but
Mm.
like it would be a suitable time. But it's already been in development for the last 2 years or whatever it is, so there's no chance that it's going to happen.
Yeah, they'll be so far down the line. But it'll be interesting to see what setting they choose. Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely.
My
Right.
settings will be. That was a
Go
bad joke. No, you speak.
Oh, we'll go on. Speaking of older games coming back, 13, first-person shooter, or what's known as
X.
phonetically XIII, which was initially released on PS2, I believe GameCube and original Xbox as well. Don't quote me on that, it might just be PS2. But 13 is getting a HD remake, so that'll be coming to PlayStation 4. Oh yes, it was, sorry. It was released for Xbox, GameCube and PlayStation 2. It's getting remade for current generation consoles, so we're getting that on at least
Xbox
PlayStation
One.
4 and Xbox One PC, maybe Switch, but we don't know about that.
What's
What's
sequel
that?
to 13?
Yeah,
14.
No.
did that come out?
No. 13 was its own thing, and then they never did anything else after that.
Okay, I thought there was some sort of sequel.
So if you haven't played 13 or XIII,
Aye.
that was a cel-shaded first-person shooter, sort of comic book style, which was really, really good fun to play. Actually, of its time, it got a lot of exposure because of the style it was using. Sort of when you hit guys with, say, a dagger, like throwing a dagger, it would go like it would come up the words on the screen. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Very, very cool. If you get the chance to play it on PlayStation 2, definitely go ahead and do that. But yeah, HD remake coming for that. They're
So
looking
that'll
at
be HDXIII for PS4.
they've sort of marked down an initial release date of November 13th this year, which is nice. Officially 16 years since that game originally came out. Oh, it has been confirmed for Mac, PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch, physical and digital editions.
Woo.
I'm interested. I would definitely like a go at that.
Nintendo Switch is doing a lot better at being a console than past Nintendo things,
I
or
think
recent history Nintendo things.
Yeah, because it's because of the popularity. More of the games developers are backing it because they think, oh yeah, this is going to sell games, so we'll definitely put our games on it. Yeah. You got anything else gaming wise?
I've got things that I didn't write down, and I've got like 2 different things about Mortal Kombat 11 that I did write down. Quick thing: Apex Legends streams have dropped below 75% since launch.
That's sad.
But at the same time, I think that's happening for a lot of Battle Royale games. Probably Fortnite is still quite high, but you've got, because GTA 5 has got new online gameplay aspects, people are back on playing that, so it's not that shocking.
Yeah.
China's got new gaming rules which bans poker games from existing.
I saw it was not just poker, there was other stuff that banned as well, wasn't it?
Physical violence, bloody gore, sexual implications.
Yeah. Which doesn't stand well for. I mean, Mortal Kombat 11 being released is just not going to. Not going to get to China.
Do you want me to skip on to that story then?
Well, actually, I have one story that's going to make Sean very sad.
We're gonna have to put you down.
Come on, boy, let's stick him at the back. No.
Can we sell his chin like elephant tusks?
I don't know. Is it made of ivory?
Ebony,
an ivory chin. Anyway, you don't know Sean, especially those who are on the audio side of this. You won't know. But he has a majestic chin. Let's put it that way. Burnout Paradise. It's actually quite a nice story. Burnout Paradise. They are officially shutting down the servers for Burnout Paradise on August 1st. I wasn't aware. What?
Even the remaster?
No, not the remaster. The original. So the remaster was only released, last year or the year before, and the last 2 years. That's going to the servers for that are still going to be online. But the original, which was released 2007, 2008, I think Burnout Paradise was originally released. They're finally going to be shutting down the servers. I can't believe they kept the servers on this long. That's amazing for a game of over 10 years, nearly 10 years old, I think. August 1st this year, the Burnout Paradise servers for PS3. Xbox 360, they're going to be shut down, but the remastered version is still going to be online, so you'll still be able to post your high scores and challenge everybody on that, which means I'm going to have to get a copy of the remastered one now, because I still quite enjoy playing that sometimes. Burnout Paradise, fantastic game. Online, yeah. We used to do. So, have you played Burnout Paradise?
No.
Basically, they sort of separated off every road in the city, and you would do time speed runs. So if you managed to make it from one end of that road to the next junction, faster than anybody else, it would get posted online automatically. You wouldn't have to do anything. You wouldn't specifically have to go through that road if you just did it, and it would have a leaderboard with all your friends. It was really, really cool. And then you could set sort of smash or trick or stunt style challenges as well, and if you set high scores on that, then that would automatically get posted online. It was just really effortless to play because you could do races, you could do challenges, but then you could just literally bomb around the city, smashing through billboards, doing the fastest laps on random streets, and it would post it online for you. I love Burnout Paradise, and it makes me a little sad that it's going to go.
I don't like Paradise that much. I think it's kind of...
Fine then. My sad story is not sad.
It's absolutely not, because I've never really played it and I've never really cared for it. Burnout Takedown is the best Burnout following to it.
You can't get moody about this, Andy. You just have to take on the chin.
It's fine. That's just mean. Okay, moving on. Do you have
Mortal Kombat 11?
Mortal
It came
Kombat
out,
11?
and people are annoyed about microtransactions, even though it doesn't impact the game in the slightest. We're not even going to bother talking about that apart from that sentence, because who cares? There are two bigger bits of news
about Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want real life or video game problems?
Let's real life at first.
Okay, real life problem. It has been banned in Japan due to
Yeah.
excessive violence and blood.
Yeah.
Also Indonesia.
Yeah.
But the reason that was given, because this was announced on Twitter, The game is not compliant with local laws. They've not come out and explained what isn't compliant with local laws.
Okay.
They just said that it won't be available. And the other thing, which is spoilers for any hardcore Mortal Kombat 11 fans who are looking forward to playing the game.
Cover your ears or your eyes.
If you're into the game, you've probably seen this already or played the game enough that you know. There's I haven't played Mortal Kombat games that much. There's a character called Jax.
Yeah.
And the end of his story arc in this game is that he uses his powers to go back in time and end slavery.
Oh.
And people are annoyed about that.
Why?
Because it's not historic.
What?
It's not accurate.
It's
And
Mortal
also
Kombat.
people have made fan fiction about it.
It's Mortal Kombat.
People don't like fan fiction about ending slavery.
That's daft. That's daft. Stop being angry about things that you shouldn't be angry about. Be
but
angry about other things.
I do
you
think
should
that's
be
quite
angry about.
a stupid way for
It's
that. It's
pretty
a stupid
stupid.
like storyline, but
That's pretty
it's not
stupid.
something to be mad about.
Slavery. Awesome.
I mean, you should be mad about slavery.
You should be mad about slavery, but about a story about slavery, there's no need. Actually go outside and use that passion and use that energy to do something good in the world and fight against it in real life instead of complaining about it on the internet. I have a little tidbit before we move on to my biggest gaming news, I guess. Spider-Man on the PlayStation 4. It was revealed earlier this week or at the weekend by Insomniac themselves. So a programmer at Insomniac tweeted out that there's a hidden Easter egg that nobody had noticed. Did you hear about this?
No.
No? Okay, so if you play Spider-Man, and Sean might be interested in this, it's a Spider-Man news story.
I'm trying to listen.
He's coming. If you play Spider-Man on a Saturday, there will be no Jews around. The Orthodox Jews take the Saturday as the Sabbath, so they are not out and about. They are obviously
At church or
at church.
home
Yeah,
worshipping.
yeah. So they don't go to work, so you won't see them going commuting or anything like that. They'll actually just be sitting having a day off.
That is incredible.
So, but nobody's noticed that there's specifically on a Saturday there are no NPC Jews around.
That's
Ge-
amazing.
Genuinely.
Next time you're playing Spider-Man, check that
I
out.
have
An incredible
played
fact.
Spider-Man at all yet.
It's something that people would have
I don't know if you want to
noticed.
call it an Easter egg. That's a bit close to the whole Jesus-y thing, isn't it? So let's just call it a hidden egg. Why is it called an Easter egg anyway? I suppose Easter egg hunt. You're looking for Easter eggs. You're hunting for them. I don't know. That's a bit weird. Never really thought about the phrase Easter egg when it comes to video games before. I suppose it's weird. Anyway, no Jews on a Saturday. Orthodox Jews, I might point
In
out.
Spider-Man, he's not talking about the shop in our.
Well, that is the Sabbath. They should be doing
No, they're chilling out here.
spending family time. But yeah, it's just I thought it was pretty cool. There you go. Do you have anything else?
I have
Gaming
Japanese news.
Not yet. We're not on Japan news yet.
That's what I'm saying. I don't have any more gaming news.
Okay, so I have. I'll finish off the gaming news then. So, first up, and this is really I don't know
Are
why
you
somebody's
two
been
okay?
doing
Our
this.
audience has died.
She made an awful joke.
I'll explain it after
Yeah.
the stream.
You don't want it to go on the internet for everyone to
Oh,
hear. Is that why?
I don't think
Okay.
Oh no!
So, for some reason, a group of guys have been remastering Sonic 06 using the Unity engine, and I don't know why. I honestly don't know why.
I like the way that you said "I don't know why" as if you've been doing intense investigation.
Why would you do that?
Like you've been asking questions. You've been wearing a trench coat and a big hat.
I'm
Going
investigating.
down dark alleys and be like,
I've been investigating.
"Why are you doing this?"
Why? Why are you doing that? Stop it. Just stop. Use your time more productively, and if you want to bring something else to the Unity engine, do that. Not Sonic 06. Why? Why are you doing that?
We want
Stop.
that HD.
Stop immediately.
We want that HD humanoid kiss thing going
HD, oh my.
Oh man, we don't want Sonic kissing a human girl in HD. Nobody wants that.
Well,
Nobody
that's-
wanted it in
it's
SD.
actually girl kissing Sonic, not the other
You
way
shouldn't
around.
go and see the new movie.
What? Oh, the new Sonic movie. I really shouldn't. Can we not talk about the new Sonic the Hedgehog movie? Can we just not acknowledge that?
No.
No, I don't want to
Wait
acknowledge
for
it
people that done
whatsoever.
Fast and Furious, I think.
Because he's got to go
I
fast.
mean, it makes
And
sense. but-
Knuckles is furious.
But it makes sense. but,
I
you
really
know,
no.
Furious
No,
Knuckles.
stop it. I'd love it if they had Danny DeVito playing Sonic. That would be much better. Why is there no petition online for that? Why is there no petition online for that?
Yeah. People want Danny DeVito to play any small furry creature. Like he doesn't already do that.
Yeah, anyway, moving on from that.
There's not, no.
What was the other thing I had
want
to
Paul
talk
Walker
about?
to play Sonic and Vin Diesel to play Shadow.
Of course, the big news over the last week has been the reveal from PlayStation of the specification for their new PS5. Supposedly, it's not going to be called. Nobody knows it's going to be called the PS5. I'm just going by PlayStation's track record. 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's going to be the PlayStation Omega and we're all going to die.
Call it the PlayStation 360. That'd be hilarious.
The PlayStation 2.
Totally do that. Just to throw some shade at Xbox. Call it the PlayStation 360.
Make it a sphere.
No, call it the PlayStation 2. Or the PlayStation 1.
So the PlayStation 5 specs, or it was specifically Mark Cerny's been out speaking about it. He's
just in the streets to anyone.
Just
anyone that listens
just
to him.
preaching with like a manual for a PlayStation 5 that he's made up about
I
whether
shall
the PlayStation
smite
5's
down
gonna be
upon the slow internet speeds.
So 8K,
lack of RAM.
of course. We're looking at, let's see, 8K graphics. Whether or not that's upscaled or not, we don't know, because PS4 Pro does 4K, but it upscales using a checkerboard system to get a 4K, but it's not true 4K. Only the Xbox One X can do true 4K, supposedly. VR will be baked in, so you'll be able to use PlayStation VR probably without the little extra box. Have you had a go of PSVR? Do you know about the... So basically, you've got your headset, you've got a separate box that you plug into, and then that plugs into the PlayStation. So it'll be baked, what they're calling baked in, like it's a pie. Don't Raspberry Pi, no.
Diane's University, she just had a lecture this morning from a guy using, what's the VR system that's the most popular?
Oculus Rift.
Basically, he was using an Oculus Rift to draw in VR, and they were being shown this at university.
It's pretty cool.
And told you could buy this for only $350.
That's not too bad.
Also, the guy who showed them spends all of his time in VR.
I mean,
I don't think it's healthy.
2 or 3 years ago, it would have been like grand. So, progress. PlayStation 5.
Sales.
The PlayStation 5 will have an SSD as opposed to HDD. I never use the phrase HDD.
I wonder why.
Hard disk drive would be the way you'd normally say it.
Oh, I thought high definition, and this is where you bleep me out.
Too many letters. But yeah, SSD rolls off the tongue much better, which is a solid state drive. Xbox, however, have today, I think, or at least in the last couple of days, sort of shot back at PlayStation, not literally, with Xbox 2 rumours. So it's codenamed Xbox Scarlet. Supposedly it's going to be way more powerful than a PlayStation 5, or at least any of the specs that they've put out. What?
The Scarlet.
No, it's the code name, because they always give code names to consoles before they come out.
Is it going to have a slightly weirder version called the Xbox Poppy? It's a very inside joke there.
No. I mean, the GameCube was known as the Dolphin before it was actually released.
Is that made by Xbox as well?
No. Sam's knowledge is not good here. So yeah.
I would have called it like the Sphere.
Why?
The Toy Sphere.
Toy Sphere. What, the GameCube? But it's a cube shape.
But it's are dolphins cube shaped? No, so it's a stupid code name to have. Call it call it the Toy Sphere. It just makes as much sense. What animal would you call it? What animal is a cube? You can't. There's no cube animals. It's not a dolphin.
Stop shouting at me.
A blue whale? No, that's a cuboid.
Comment, please, just comment. Is there any cube-shaped animals? Jellyfish.
That's not fair. That can be any animal.
Box jellyfish.
Any shape.
Box jellyfish.
Box
Thank you,
jellyfish
Michelle.
can be any shape.
A cantaloupe. The watermelon? Square watermelon. You're thinking of,
cantaloupe.
yeah. That's not an animal. Thanks, Cat. Okay.
I thought you were getting a cat mixed with an antelope. Which, ironically, they can't run away and get married.
No. Anyway. Shall we move on to arcade news? I think that's all the gaming news I
You
have.
want to do arcade news before
Arcade.
Japan news, or do you want to end on arcade news?
We could do. No, let's do Japan news. I only have one piece of Japan
I
news.
have two.
Ooh!
Oh.
Sure, we'll start with you then, sir.
Okay. Japanese study finds that KFC's pari pari crispy chicken sound increases blood flow in the brain and increases appetite.
Ooh.
So this is a study that's been done, and they've got a new line called pari pari chicken
Why is it patty?
because it's Japanese and they're weird, alright?
You can't say
Um,
petty?
Apparently, but it denotes, because you know how
That happens all the time in Japanese. You
What
can't,
is-
they
well-
can't say... They sort of take an English word and put it into their own language, but they can't say it properly.
What's
It's not
Japanese for eating
they
cat?
don't have the
what is
vowel
Japanese for
sounds.
meow?
What?
What is Japanese for meow?
Meow. Meow?
Meow.
We went through this before. Nyan nyan. That was
Nyan.
nyan.
Nyan means
Nyan.
meow.
I think that's right.
Meow.
Like mayonnaise.
Mm.
That was a sort of a cat and
But so essentially, it's the
No, we haven't seen your cat.
It's
Sorry.
again the onomatopoeic sound for eating.
Nyan.
So no peri peri,
Oh, peri peri.
not nyan. It's not called nyan nyan chicken.
Yam yam yam
It's,
yam yam.
that's in the UK. No, it's a pari pari. So they've basically named their new line of chicken in Japan pari pari chicken.
Okay.
And as a result, it's making people hungry. And that's what the study has found. That's the news for Japan. Thank
Awesome.
you. Good night.
Okay, my news from Japan is that obviously we've been talking over the past few weeks about the emperor abdicating.
Yes. We've been covering it heavily.
Yeah, this
It
is
impacts
big
a lot.
news. Big news. As part of his abdication, the Japanese, just people as a whole, the entire country, get a national holiday. So they're on holiday for 10 days as part of the abdication. But they are not happy. They are really not happy about this. I mean, Japan, or the Japanese people are known for their work ethic, sometimes clocking in stupid amounts of hours over a week, much more so than any other country as an average. So yeah, they, like for example here, 1/4 of companies require employees to work more than 80 hours of overtime a month. So over a 4-week, that's like 20 hours of overtime at least a week. That's insane. And so it's so the off the back of this story, so the 10-day holiday, they're not happy about it. They feel really guilty about it, in fact. And that's just sort of the Japanese ethos in terms of work and holidays. Expedia did a survey in 2017 and found that workers only used about half of their vacation days owed to them, and 63% of those felt guilty for taking paid leave. And there's actually going to be a new law instigated in Japan where Japanese workers have to take a minimum allowance of their holidays. It's mandatory. They're not allowed to sort of say, no, I don't want it. They have to take holiday because there's so much, there's so many people being overworked, and there's sort of a history of, what's it called again?
Death.
Yeah, no, suicide due to overworking yourself.
I was making a poorly
No,
timed
that's actually a thing. There's a specific name for it. I'm trying to remember what it is now.
Back when you have to introduce a lot of your workers here, can you actually take our pay?
I think the word is puri puri.
No, it's really not.
No.
It's really not. The extended break begins in Japan on April 27th, so just in a few days, and it's known as the Golden Week. It will coincide with the Golden Week holiday, which is a holiday in early May, much like we have our May bank holidays, that kind of thing. Supposedly, they did a local publication did a survey and found that 45% of Japanese people felt unhappy, actually physically unhappy about the lengthy vacation, with a mere 35% admitting they actually wanted time off. It's crazy. They just don't want 10 days off. I mean, if you said that to anybody who works in the UK, any Scottish people, they'd be like, aye, he's it, 10 days off.
I feel like you're mocking them.
Mocking who?
Scottish people.
The Scottish people. I am. Stop being so lazy.
That's the thing, is it depends how you look at it, because on one hand it's like it's not healthy to work that much. But on the other hand it's like it's at least it's a good level of desire to work and to do things well.
Incidents of so the name the word for people dying through overwork is karoshi. So, yeah.
Car washing.
No. I feel like we're never going to get into Japan because everybody in here makes fun of the Japanese language. We need to stop. We need to be more respectful.
All over again. Sounding like a car brand.
Trying to have something funny that's not racist.
No, please don't. Please don't. Anyway, people of Japan, please take your holidays.
No Japanese person's watching this. I just offended them all.
Just don't work too hard.
I really won't do it.
It is amazing that you want to do the best for your country and for the greater good of everyone what lives in Japan. But yeah, death due to overworking is not a good thing, and you shouldn't have to suffer that. Anyway,
to lighten the tone,
your Japanese news.
Japanese universities are now refusing to hire any members of staff who smoke.
Oh.
They believe that those who have a nicotine addiction are not fit to work in the educational sector for universities and colleges. And as part of their preparation for the 2020 Olympics, they have elected that they will ban smoking on all university campuses, and anyone who is looking to be hired has to either not be a smoker or promise to have quit by the time they take up the position. On top of that, there are going to be facilities on campus to help anyone who is unable to make the transition, which I thought was weird, but also fair. Well, not fair, but an interesting change.
Yeah.
They're basically just trying to stamp out smoking within Japan. Although it is considered a smoker's paradise, according to this article, because you're still allowed to smoke in restaurants and bars, but clearly they don't want it in their educational areas.
Well, I mean, Asia as a whole, and you'll back me up in this, Kat. Just Asia as a whole, smoking is not. It's so prevalent. Like, everybody smokes. It is insane. And they're not just, like, the government in all the various countries just aren't strict on it whatsoever. And that needs. I'm a smoker. I happily admit that, but
Hashtag smoker.
Hashtag not gonna live as long.
Not me.
Does this mean I have to announce whenever we do a story on diabetes that I am a diabetic? Is that what this is turning into?
No, I'll make a joke of that anyway,
I
no
will
matter
die
what.
of
Yeah.
diabetes.
But yeah, should we?
I think before we talk about what's going on this week in R-CADE, we should do a little recap of the event that we had this weekend. Just because it's we've only been on for about 35 minutes.
Yeah, we've still got about 20 minutes left.
Yeah. And some of the people
Will my
who
battery last that long? I don't know. Yeah.
I'll plug you.
We like living on the edge, Sean. We like living on the edge. Anyway, so recap.
Yeah, with the good folk at Roll It.
Oh yeah.
We had WTF is D&D.
Our first official D&D event.
And like an introduction to D&D for those who haven't done it
It was
before.
really good.
Sean, sitting behind the camera. Thoughts?
It was pretty great. I want to see more of it.
Thanks, Sean. Behind the camera.
I'm just straight to the point. It's just like, liked it. Want more of it.
It's been good. I know that.
Although I wish obviously Robert done nothing wrong that night.
No,
Where's this
can
going?
we not air our dirty laundry on the internet? We'll
No, I'm just saying I wish they just gave everyone a character sheet as like a start, because that is like an introduction, that they just gave everyone a character sheet.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
just to get things going quicker.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
But that's a perfect point to raise, Kat, because we have had so much positive feedback both of the event and of people really wanting to take part that couldn't because of just the fact that we have to sell a minimum. There's a
We can
maximum
only
we
fit
can
so many
sell.
people in here.
So that's been amazing, and I personally have still talked to Rolly about it, but I'm entirely pushing the idea that we.
Sorry if I just drove by and blinded me. Anybody
You see
watching
where
this on
light
camera?
was sitting there?
So we're going to be doing it again, but just remember that for next.
We might
time.
be doing it again. We haven't confirmed with them that we're doing it again.
We're going to be no. We might be doing it again, but just be aware that if you definitely want to take part, remember how quickly it sold out this time.
Yeah.
And get your tickets super.
It is for beginners, so it's an introduction. There's no character creation of your own. You literally get given a character, you get given a story, and you go through it. That's it. And it's
Do I
a
get-
straight shot, one shot. from start to finish that night. There is no progression to another night, and it doesn't sort of carry on over the space of a few weeks. It's literally one shot, straight away, 3-hour session. Character, here you go, you do this, you do that, you do this, and that's it.
That being said, if you are someone who has played extensively before,
and you want to play more D&D,
and you're not hampered by these rules that we've got because it's supposed to be an introduction, you are welcome to come along. If you're someone who's doing like a 2-year campaign with your friends, you're just like, you know, this week I want to do a little bit of a monster of the week thing and fight a swamp demon. Like, totally come along as long as you're okay with all those things.
Again, granted, saying that, Rollway do plenty of other nights at other places where you can do more campaigns with them. So they do a Tuesday night at Hillhead Book Club, they do a Wednesday night at the Fox and Hound, which is Southside, they do a Thursday night at the Committee Rooms number 9 in Merchant City. So there's loads of other opportunities to work with Rollway, go to a Rollway event, play some video games, and
roll with them.
And do some D&D with them. So yeah, totally. Here.
You broke the screen.
I didn't break the screen.
There's so much glass everywhere.
It's plastic. Anyway, we're going to run out of time because my battery's going to run out of laptop.
Okay, this week.
Dang it, I did it again.
Speed round. What are we doing this week? Today is Tuesday. We've got a podcast on right now. Tomorrow is Wednesday. We have a load of craft.
No, we don't.
We don't.
No.
Nah.
Wild and Kind are back tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Michelle, what's Wild and Kind's event tomorrow night? Lino cutting. Lino printing, I believe.
That's so mean. He did so great in Thundercats.
Lino! What's that, Lino? Why are you killing us,
It's a big-ass knife.
Stop self-harming, Lino!
Oh my god. No.
Michelle was just face palming in the background.
So yeah, Wild and Kind are back on Wednesday evening.
It's extra bad because I've not seen Thundercats.
From 6 p.m. You know, my battery's going. We're about to go again. Okay.
Come see us this weekend.
Sorry,
we have
guys.
fun things to do.
We love you very much. Bye, 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 bye. It's
Bye,
gonna
bye,
come
bye.
It's gonna be me. We're still like, I don't know. Anyway,
Oh baby, baby.
Thursday night's Modding Club, Friday night's Arcade Late, Saturday night we've got loads of bookings in, so don't come down because we will close. And my battery's about to, I think we're still online. We're probably still online. Good for that, yay.
We'll have a thumb war till it runs out.
Yeah, let's do a thumb war.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Let's have a thumb war. Okay, here we go. You've got bigger thumbs than me.
You've got more dexterity. It's all the gaming. This is why we should have an arm wrestling
We
competition.
beat 1 life left. We won. We're awesome.
There's people walking past the shop who are judging everything that's going